I read that it took you, what was it, like 11 auditions before you booked Super 8?
It was 11 to 13, somewhere around those double digits for sure.
So what kept you, I guess, motivated to keep going? Because it seems like you could be like, man, am I gonna get this? Like, what was that like?
You know, it's actually really funny you say that. I had that notion at about like 6 or 7 on like the 7th callback. I was like, how long are they gonna do this? Like how much am I, like, what do I have to do to like finally convince them I'm ready or good enough or like good to go? And at that point it was like, what do I want to do? Like this is really they're either being indecisive or like I'm not good enough, and then there's a bunch of dudes in the balance. Well, what's happening? I had a conversation with my dad about it, and he probably part of what he said was like, you already came this far, like why jump out now? They obviously like you. So I was like, all right, you know, that's true, that's fair. And then a conversation I had with one of my acting coaches was, this is not out of irregularity for someone who has never worked before, because this was my first job. And so they really needed to make sure that I was good to go. And so I had really strong people backing me, very supportive, just always had me. And, you know, perseverance, push through, be strong, confidence in all things.
Let's go to when you got that phone call, when they said, Joel, we need you to come down to LA, we need to have a conversation about the movie. Tell me about that, how that was for you.
On the final one?
The final
all right,
call.
Yeah, so so I was in high school, I was in 8th grade, and yeah, I was like a week into school already. And so I figured like, well, I mean, I'm starting my school year, so like, I guess this, like, whatever, I didn't get it. So I got another phone call, and they're like, hey, we want you to come back down to LA. And I'm thinking like, great, number 14. Like, really? Like, this is crazy. And they're like, yeah, we just need to talk. We just need to have like a conversation.
You're nervous.
I was like, I don't even know like what to expect at this point, because I've done so many things. I did like individuals. I've done like work sessions with the casting directors. I did chemistry reads. I did like group chemistry reads with like all of the characters in scenes together. I mean, like hours and hours and hours doing 13 separate like individual like times that I went into Bad Robot's casting office. So I was like, what else? Like, I'm actually like intrigued, like what could they possibly do now? So my sister and I went down because my dad had already started his contract for teaching the school year. So he couldn't just back out and say, find a new teacher one weekend. Like, he couldn't do that. So my sister and I went down to LA, go down to Bad Robot, sit down. We're having a conversation. And then he's like, yeah, so we've come to like final decision, and we think that you're the right option for this character in Super 8.
What was that feeling like? Come on.
I was breathing super hard, and like the adrenaline of being told like, yeah, like it's you. And you know, it's one of those things. It's like delayed gratification. It's like I did 13 callbacks, 13 like individual trips into Bad Robot, and then finally like being told, yes, you got it. I was like, whoa. And I didn't even know like the gravitas of the situation. That was like the day that my life changed forever. Jump-started my career, my time in LA. I mean, friends from like way back in the day. I mean, I'm sitting here with you 9 years later talking. We were hanging out on set. So, I mean, like, it really launched my life in a direction that I never anticipated, never could have seen coming. And that conversation was absolutely incredible.
Insane. And I would say after Super 8 was shot, what type of advice did, say, Steven Spielberg give you, or JJ? Was there anything specifically to the industry, or anything like some insight that they gave you that helped you?
Well, I mean, Steven Spielberg has just been around for so long. He's a legend in the industry. So anytime he was talking, my ears were perked. Like, I was ready to listen to whatever he had to say. And one of the most I think, profound things that he ever told me was, you've got a good head on your shoulders, stay humble, always. Never lose that.
So how do you do that? How do you, because it's like money, women, anything. Think about it. I mean, how do you do that? It's like, thanks, Stephen, but
you don't do it. You,
okay.
You focus on the more important things, like who you have in your life, connections, family, friends, and it's never been about the money for me, which is a huge blessing, because I mean, if money is the goal, then you are already never gonna be happy, because when it comes to money, there's always more. You can always want more. You can always need more. You can always buy a bigger house. You can always get a nicer car. You can get some like ice. Not like it's not.
Exactly.
It's not about that.
Right. People, relationships.
And people, like
right.
relationships, friendships, brotherhood, like sisters that aren't even biological sisters, but like the people that are in my life that shape my life on a daily basis. That's like what's like most important. And I've very successfully created like a friend group of people who are solid people. Will Smith has this cool quote. He said, live your life as though you wouldn't mind selling your family parrot to the town crier. And that's always kind of like stuck with me. I don't even know when I heard that. That was forever ago. But
when you heard that, what did that mean to you?
I was like, oh, what? But like, I mean, when I finally like started to understand it, I was like, living a life beyond reproach, not approach. People can approach me. I'm super nice. Don't bite.
That's dope. And I want to say congratulations on this is part 2 of the kissing booth. Yes. Give me some.
We just announced that. Super excited.
So we have one last question because you have to run. You are a busy man. So we have a question from somebody off of Instagram. Okay. At the Globalpreneur. And he asked this question. It's really, I want you to think about this before you answer it. Did anything supernatural or paranormal occur during filming Super 8?
Not that I can think of. All right. I mean, nothing. There was a hair and makeup guy that I worked with one time, and he was producing a movie that was filming in the house that the Exorcist is based off of.
He was living in it?
No, he wasn't living in it. They were filming a movie in the house that the Exorcist is based on, the real life house. That place is legitimately haunted. I've heard stories of. I mean, PAs weren't allowed to walk around alone. ADs, director, like no one was alone. It was a buddy system. You can't go anywhere alone. There was always noises. It would randomly drop 30 degrees and just like people would just randomly like start seeing their breath come out.
What?
Yeah, just like right now, like we could be talking here and then like it drops 30 degrees in about like 1 minute.
I ain't going over there.
And then like, no, it's like, it's crazy. It's terrifying. It's
No.
Not about it. But no, nothing like that ever happened on Super 8. Thank God.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for doing this. All right. We'll catch up soon. Peace. We out of here. All right. That's a wrap.